Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to our special place for learning. My name is Anna, and this is VUS Learning English Podcast. I am so happy you are here today. If this is your first time, welcome. We are a family of learners from all over the world. If you are coming back again, thank you for returning. It is wonderful to have you with us. Today, we are going to talk about something very important. It is a feeling that many English learners have. It is the feeling of being alone with your English. You learn so many words, you understand so much, but you have no one to talk to. Does this sound like you? If it does, please know you are not alone. And today, we will change this feeling. We will turn this quiet time into a beautiful time for learning. I will show you how to practice speaking English all by yourself. And you will see that you can become a confident English speaker. You have the power inside you. Before we begin, I want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me today. Learning a language is a big journey, and I am honored to be a small part of your journey. If you enjoy our time together, please think about following or subscribing to our podcast. It helps other learners just like you find our little community. It is a small click for you, but it means the world to us. Now I have a question for you. Where are you listening from today? Are you in Japan? Or India? Maybe you are in Zambia. Or Mali. Or maybe you are listening from your car on your way to work. Wherever you are, I am sending you a warm hello. I am imagining you right now, ready to learn. And I am so excited for what we will discover together. So find a comfortable place. Take a slow, deep breath. Let's begin. Sometimes, do you feel like your English is not moving forward? It feels stuck, like a car in the mud. You know many grammar rules. You have a notebook full of new vocabulary words. You spend many hours watching movies in English. You read books and articles online. But then it is time to speak, and everything is quiet. There is no one to talk with. And with every quiet day, you feel a little less sure of yourself. Your confidence goes down little by little. You start to think, will I ever speak English well? You worry that all the English you have learned will just disappear, like water in the sun. It can feel very sad. But what if I told you something? A secret. The secret to speaking English well is not about finding a speaking partner. It is not about moving to America or England. The secret is with you, right now, in your room. What if the key to your speaking is right there? What if you can turn your quiet room into your own special English lab? A place just for you. A place to grow. In our time together today, I'm going to show you a simple daily routine. A plan for you to follow every day. This routine will help you speak English better and faster than you thought. And you can do it all by yourself. Are you ready? Let's explore this idea together. Let's be honest for a moment. This feeling of being stuck is very hard. It can make you feel sad and worried. It is like a quiet panic inside your heart. You take English classes, you use language apps on your phone, you listen and you read so much. Your brain feels full of English. But speaking is different. Speaking is a physical thing. It is like a muscle in your body. And if you do not use a muscle, it becomes weak. This starts a sad circle. It is a cycle that is hard to stop. You do not practice speaking because you think you need a partner. And because you do not practice, your confidence gets smaller. Then, maybe one day, you have a chance to speak English. Maybe a tourist asks you for directions. Or you have a video call for work with people from other countries. And in that moment, you freeze. You feel stuck. The words do not come out right. You stop and you start. You use very, very simple sentences. Why? Because you are so afraid of making a mistake. You know you have more English in your head. You know you are not a beginner, but your voice sounds like a beginner, and this makes you feel sad. After the conversation is over, the feeling is even worse. You think about it again and again in your mind. You think of all the better words you know. You think of all the smarter sentences you could have said. There is the English in your head, and there is the English that comes out of your mouth. The space between them feels very, very big, like a giant empty canyon. It can feel embarrassing. It can make you feel like you are not a real English learner. You might think, I have been learning for years. Why do I still sound like this? My dear friend, this feeling is normal. It happens because you are a passive learner. A passive learner is a person who consumes English. You are a consumer. You listen to English. You read English, but you do not produce English. You do not make it. You do not speak it. And the longer this happens, the more the fear of speaking grows. The fear of what other people will think, the fear of sounding silly, the fear of forgetting a word in the middle of a sentence. This fear is like a little prison. It keeps you quiet. It keeps you silent. You start to believe an excuse. The excuse is, I do not have opportunities to speak. But this is just a belief. It is a thought that is holding you back. It is not the truth. The truth is, waiting for a speaking partner is a very slow way to learn. It is not a reliable way. When you wait for someone else, you give your power away. You give your control to another person. Today, we are going to take that power back. The answer is not out there. The answer is in here. It is inside you. It is not about finding someone to talk to. It is about learning how to talk to yourself, but in a good way, a structured way, an effective way. It is about turning your problem into your biggest advantage. Being alone is not a problem. It is your secret weapon. Let's talk about why. Before we learn the new techniques, we have to change our thinking. We need to flip our minds. Being alone is not a weakness. It is your strength. It is the best place to train. Why? Let me tell you. First, when you practice alone, you are in a zero judgment zone. a place with no judgment. Think about it. What is the number one reason people are afraid to speak a new language? It is the fear of making mistakes, the fear of what other people will think, the fear of looking foolish. When you are in your room, all by yourself, that fear is gone. It disappears. You can say a word wrong 10 times. Nobody will know. You can mess up a sentence completely. It does not matter. You can stop for a whole minute to find the right word. And guess what? Nobody cares. This freedom is so important for your heart and your mind. It gives you permission to be messy. It gives you permission to experiment. It gives you permission to fail. And real learning only happens when we are free to fail. It happens through this messy, beautiful process of trying and making mistakes. You cannot build confidence if you are always scared of saying the wrong thing. In your own room, in your solo language lab, you are free. You are free to make thousands of mistakes. And every single mistake is a small step. A step toward speaking English well, a step toward fluency. Second, practicing alone gives you total flexibility. You can do it anytime you want. Let's think about finding a speaking partner. It is very hard. You need to find someone at your English level. You need to find someone with the same goals. You need to find someone who is free at the same time as you. It is very, very hard to plan. Schedules are different. People get busy. People lose motivation. But you are always available. You are always there for yourself. You can practice for 10 minutes while you make breakfast. You can practice for 5 minutes while you wait for the bus. You can have a full 30-minute speaking lesson at midnight if you want. This consistency is so important. Doing a little bit every day is much better than one long talk once a week. Learning a language is like running a marathon. It is a long journey. You build it with small daily habits. Practicing alone lets you put these small habits into your life. It makes your progress steady. It makes your progress unstoppable. Third, practicing alone helps you focus on what you need to improve. You can do targeted, focused work. In a normal conversation with a friend, the topic changes a lot. You might talk about the weather, then your weekend, then a movie. This is nice, but it is not an efficient way to learn. It is not the best way to fix your specific weaknesses. Maybe you have trouble with past tense verbs, like go and went. Or maybe you need to work on your pronunciation, like in the word the or think. When you practice alone, you are the director. You are in charge. You can spend a whole practice session on just one grammar point or just one sound. You can repeat the same sentence 12 times. You can say it again and again until it feels natural, until it feels automatic. This is like a basketball player practicing free throws for an hour. They do the same thing again and again. It is focused work. It is repetitive work. This is how you build muscle memory. This is how your mouth learns and remembers how to make the sounds. You find a weakness. You isolate it. This means you work on only that one thing. and you practice it until it becomes a strength. You cannot get this kind of focus in a casual chat with a friend. So, I want you to think of yourself as a professional athlete, a tennis player, or a football player. An athlete does not only play in the big game. Most of their time is spent practicing. They practice in the gym. They practice on the field. They practice the basics over and over and over again. The game is just the final performance. Your solo practice, your time alone, is your gym. It is your practice field. It is where you build your strength. It is where you build your skill, so that when you have a real conversation, you are ready. You are ready to perform with confidence. Okay, are you feeling a little more hopeful? I hope so. Now let's talk about the real plan, the how-to. I am going to give you a simple and powerful daily routine. It is for 30 minutes every day. This is the plan that turns your quiet room into a language lab. We will split it into 3 parts, 3 blocks of 10 minutes each, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. This makes it very easy to fit into your busy life. And it keeps your brain awake and learning all day. Let's start with the morning. This is your morning Kickstart. It is 10 minutes long. The goal here is simple. We want to wake up your brain. We want to get your mind into English mode as early as possible. We will do this with 2 very simple activities. The first activity is called Narrate Your Daily Routine. This will be for 5 minutes. It is exactly what it sounds like. You are going to be a narrator, like in a movie. As you do your morning activities, you will describe them. You will say what you are doing out loud in English. I know. It feels very strange at first. It feels weird. But please trust me. This is one of the best ways to build fluency for everyday life. It works because it connects an action with the English words for that action. It helps you to stop translating from your language into English in your head. You start to think in English directly. So let's imagine your morning. You are waking up. Your eyes are opening. You can say out loud, "Okay, I'm getting out of bed. I'm stretching my arms. I feel a little tired this morning." Now you are walking to the bathroom. What can you say? "I'm walking to the bathroom. I'm turning on the light. I need to brush my teeth." Are you making coffee or tea? Narrate it. Speak about it. You can start very simple. I am making coffee. I need a cup. I am pouring the water. These are great sentences. As you get more comfortable, you can add more detail. You can make your sentences longer and more interesting. For example, instead of just, "I am making coffee," you could try, "I am about to brew my morning coffee. My coffee is an essential part of my morning routine." Instead of, "I am pouring water," maybe you can say, "I am pouring filtered water into the coffee maker. I am filling it to the line." You can do this for everything. When you are getting dressed, you can say, "I am picking out a shirt to wear today. I think I will wear the blue shirt." when you are making breakfast. I am going to scramble some eggs. I need to get a pan. When you are checking your phone, I am scrolling through my emails. I have a new message from my friend. The most important part is not perfection. It is not about saying everything perfectly. The key is just to speak out loud. Let your voice fill the room. This is the first 5 minutes. Now, for the second part of your morning kickstart, the next 5 minutes. This is called read aloud. Narrating helps you make your own sentences. Reading aloud helps you learn the music of sentences that are already perfect. It helps you with rhythm and intonation, the rise and fall of your voice. First, find a short piece of text. It can be anything: a news article, a blog post, a paragraph from a book you like, just a small text. First, read it quietly to yourself, just to understand the meaning. Then, read it out loud. Pay attention to the flow of the words. How does it sound? Where are the natural pauses? Which words are stressed? Which words are louder or longer? Do not just read the words. Try to perform the sentences. Imagine you are an actor reading lines. You will find some words that are difficult to say. This is normal. This is a good thing. Let's say you are reading and you find the word thoroughly, and you are not sure how to say it. Perfect. This is a learning moment. Stop reading. Focus on that one word. Isolate it. You can use an online dictionary like Google to hear the correct pronunciation. Most online dictionaries have a little speaker button. Click it. Listen to the word a few times. Now put the word back into the sentence you were reading and read the whole sentence again. For example, he thoroughly cleaned the kitchen. Say it with confidence. This simple 5-minute exercise does 2 things. It warms up your vocal cords, the muscles you use for speaking, and it gives you instant feedback on your pronunciation. You become your own pronunciation coach, and that is your 10-minute morning kickstart. How do you feel? You have already spoken English. You have already improved your skills, and the day has just begun. Now let's talk about the afternoon. This is your afternoon booster. It is another 10 minutes. The afternoon is about copying and creating. We will train your ear to hear the natural music of English. And we will train your brain to create sentences about the world around you. The first activity for the afternoon is for 5 minutes. It is a famous technique. Many polyglots, people who speak many languages, love this method. It is called the shadowing method. Shadowing is very simple. It is like being a shadow. You listen to a native English speaker, and you repeat what they say. You say it at the same time or just a little bit after them, like an echo. The goal is to copy everything, not just the words. You copy the speed. You copy the rhythm. You copy the intonation, the music of the voice. You even copy the emotion. Is the speaker happy? Sad? Excited? Try to copy that feeling. This is the best way to improve your prosody. Prosody is a fancy word for the music of a language. It is what makes you sound natural and not like a robot. Shadowing helps you sound more like a native speaker. Here is how you do it. Step 1. Find your audio. Pick a short audio or video clip, maybe 1 or 2 minutes long. Find a speaker who speaks very clearly. A TED Talk or a podcast for learners can be great for this. Now just listen. Play the clip one time and only listen. Do not speak yet. Just get used to the voice and the topic. Step 2. Listen and repeat, sentence by sentence. Play the clip again. But this time, pause the audio after each sentence. After you pause, you repeat the sentence out loud. Try to imitate the speaker perfectly. Copy everything. Do this for the whole 1 or 2 minute clip. Step 3. Shadow in real time. This is the more advanced part. It is a little challenging, but it is very powerful. Play the clip again, but this time, do not stop. Do not pause. Try to speak along with the speaker. You will be just a second or 2 behind them. It will feel messy. It might feel chaotic. You might miss some words. That is completely okay. It is normal. The point is to force your mouth to move at a native-like speed. It teaches your brain to absorb the rhythm of English without thinking too much. It is like learning to dance by dancing with a partner. You learn the steps by feeling the music. That is shadowing. Just 5 minutes. After you have spent 5 minutes mimicking someone else, it is time to create your own sentences again. The second activity for the afternoon is called Describe Your Surroundings. This is for the next 5 minutes. This sounds very simple, and it is, but it is a very powerful way to train your brain. It helps you stop translating from your native language. It helps you start thinking directly in English. Wherever you are, right now, look around you and start describing what you see out loud. We can do this in levels to make it easy to start and then to challenge yourself. Level 1 is simple names. Just say what you see. This is a pen. This is my computer. I see a window. That is a chair. Simple, easy. Level 2 is adding adjectives or describing words. Now describe the things you see. This is a black pen. This is my new computer. I see a large window. That is a brown chair. You are adding more detail. Level 3 is adding more details and actions. Make longer sentences. This is a black gel pen that I use for taking notes. My new computer is very fast, but the screen is a little bit dirty. Through the large window, I can see people walking on the street below. That brown chair looks very comfortable. Level 4 is adding opinions and feelings. How do these things make you feel? This is my favorite black gel pen because it writes so smoothly. I am really happy with my new computer. It helps me work so much. Looking out the window at the people makes me feel calm and connected. I want to sit in that brown chair and read a book. Do you see how we grow? From simple words to complex thoughts, you are pushing yourself. You are making your brain form more complex ideas in English. And this is exactly what you need to do in a real conversation. This is your 10-minute afternoon booster. You are doing amazing. By the way, if you're finding these ideas helpful, I want to ask for a small favor. If you are starting to feel a little more hopeful about your English, please tap the like or follow button. It really helps our podcast grow. It tells me that I should make more episodes just like this one. And when you subscribe, you will not miss our next episodes. We can continue this journey together. Thank you, my friend. Now let's talk about the evening, the end of the day. This is your evening wind down. It is the last 10 minutes of our daily routine. The evening session is for two things: reflection and feedback. Reflection means thinking about your day and your thoughts. Feedback means checking your work to see how you can improve. This is how you lock in what you have learned. This is how you measure your progress. The first activity for the evening is for 5 minutes. I call it the 5-minute story. This is a wonderful exercise to build fluency. Fluency is the ability to speak smoothly without stopping too much. Here is what you do. You set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes. You choose a topic and you speak about that topic continuously for 5 minutes without stopping. There is one very important rule: no silence allowed. You must keep talking. What if you get stuck? What if you cannot find a word? That is okay. You can use filler phrases. These are little phrases to give your brain time to think. Phrases like, well, let me think. What I am trying to say is, it's like, the goal is flow, not perfection. The goal is to keep your voice moving. What topic should you talk about? The easiest topic is your day. Just talk about your day. You can start like this. Today was an interesting day. First, I woke up and I did my morning narration practice. It felt a little weird to talk to myself, but I did it. Then I went to work. At work, I had to finish a very difficult report. My boss was happy with it. Just talk. Tell the story of your day. The point of this exercise is to build your speaking stamina, your speaking energy. It trains you to push past the hesitation, to push past the feeling of being stuck. This is the feeling that can kill a conversation. So we practice pushing through it for 5 minutes. Now for the final and maybe the most important step of our whole routine. The last 5 minutes of the day. This is called record and review. To get better at anything, you need feedback. You need to know what you're doing well and what you need to improve. Usually a teacher gives you feedback, but you are practicing alone. So you have to become your own teacher. You have to become your own coach. And the best way to do that is to record your own voice and listen to it. It is very simple to do. You have a voice recorder app on your phone. Everyone does. It is free and it is all you need. I want you to record your 5-minute story. The story about your day. Just press the record button and speak. Then, after the 5 minutes are over, you listen to the recording. Hearing your own voice can feel strange. It can feel cringy. It can make you feel embarrassed. But please, my friend, push through this feeling. This is where the real magic happens. This is where you will see the most progress. As you listen to your recording, get a notebook and a pen. And I want you to be an objective coach, a fair and kind teacher. Listen for a few things. First, listen for pauses and fillers. How often do you say or or ah? Just notice it. Count them if you want. Second, listen for pronunciation errors. Are there any words or sounds that you say wrong again and again? Just notice it. Write it down. Third, listen for grammar mistakes. Did you forget the S at the end of a third-person verb? For example, did you say he go instead of he goes? Look for patterns. Do you make the same mistake many times? Fourth, listen for vocabulary gaps. Were there moments when you were searching for a word? You wanted to say something, but you did not know the word in English. Make a note of that moment. Later, you can look up the word in a dictionary. After you listen to the whole 5 minutes, look at your notes. Do not feel bad about your mistakes. Mistakes are your friends. They are your teachers. They show you the way to improve. Now, I want you to pick only one thing. Just one major error that you noticed. Maybe it was a pronunciation problem or a grammar mistake you made many times. Just one thing. Then you are going to re-record a small part of your story. Maybe just 30 seconds. And in this new recording, you will focus on fixing that one thing. This little loop, this little circle of record, review, re-record is your personal feedback system. It is your private teacher. And it is the single fastest way to correct your own mistakes and get better. And that is it. That is your 30-minute daily language lab. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes in the evening. It is simple. It is powerful. And you can start today. Now, what happens when you get good at this routine? What happens when it starts to feel easy? When you master the core routine, you might get comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of progress. To keep improving, to push to a higher level, you need to challenge yourself more. You need to pretend you are in a real conversation. You need to add a little bit of pressure. So, here are some next steps. Some advanced solo techniques. The first one is called the mirror method. This takes your speaking practice to the next level because it adds something new. It adds a visual element. It adds you. Find a mirror in your house, stand in front of it, look yourself in the eyes, and speak for 10 or 15 minutes. Why is this so powerful? Because a real conversation is not just about words, it is about eye contact. It is about facial expressions, your smile, your eyes. It is about body language, your hands, your shoulders. Practicing in front of a mirror helps you get comfortable with the physical part of communicating in English. You can practice giving a presentation for work. You can practice answering common interview questions. Or you can just talk about your dreams and your goals. It will feel very awkward at first. Looking yourself in the eye and speaking English can feel strange. But that is the point. You are getting used to the pressure of being watched, even if the person watching is you. It builds a special kind of confidence. Here is another technique for when you are ready. It is called the what if scenarios. This is another name for role playing. Our daily routine is great for describing things and telling stories. But many real conversations are transactional. That means you need something. You have to ask for things. You have to handle problems. You have to negotiate. This is where solo role playing is so helpful. You invent a situation, a scenario, and you play both sides of the conversation. You are two people. For example, a job interview. First, be the interviewer. Ask a question. Why should we hire you for this job? Then become the interviewee, the person looking for the job. Answer the question with confidence. You should hire me because I am a hard worker and I love to learn new things. Or another example, ordering food at a restaurant. First, be the waiter. Good evening, are you ready to order? Then be the customer. Yes, I will have the steak, please. Now, add a problem to the story. The waiter speaks again. I am so sorry, but we are out of steak tonight. Now, what does the customer say? Oh, that is a shame. In that case, what do you recommend? By practicing these situations, you are building a library in your mind, a library of responses, a library of phrases. So when the real situation happens in your life, you will not panic. You will not freeze. Why? Because you have already had this conversation 10 times in your room. You are prepared. Here is one more simple and beautiful method. I call it the 3 things method. This is a great way to practice structured thinking. It helps you organize your thoughts into a clear story. At the end of your day, instead of just talking about anything, try to frame your thoughts like this. You will talk about 3 things. One thing I did today, one thing I learned today, and one thing I am grateful for today. For example, you could say, okay, my 3 things for today. One thing I did today was finish that huge report for my job. I am so relieved. One thing I learned it today was the English word resilience during my shadowing practice. It is a beautiful word. And one thing I am grateful for is the beautiful sunny weather we had this afternoon. It made me happy. This simple structure forces you to organize your ideas. It forces you to create a clear, coherent narrative. A little story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is a very important skill for being a good communicator. So now you have a complete system. You have the daily routine. You have some advanced techniques for later. But the best system in the world is useless if you do not use it. The final, most important piece of the puzzle is consistency. It is about making this a lifelong habit. Let's talk about the tools you need. It is very simple. The most important tool is your smartphone. Your phone is your all-in-one language lab. Use the voice recorder app every single day. This is non-negotiable. You must do it. The recording and reviewing part is where you will grow the most. There are also some wonderful apps that can help you. Apps like Elsa Speak can listen to your pronunciation and give you feedback. Other apps have artificial intelligence conversation partners, so you can chat with a robot. These can be fun tools to add to your practice. And of course, YouTube and podcasts, like this one. These are your free, endless library of content for shadowing. You will never run out of things to listen to and practice with. Now let's talk about the real challenge, the psychology of consistency. How do you show up every day? Even on days when you are tired, even on days when you do not feel motivated, you cannot rely on motivation. Motivation comes and goes. It is not a reliable friend. You have to build habits. Habits are what you do even when you do not feel like it. How do you build a habit? First, set micro goals. Tiny, tiny goals. Do not start with 30 minutes a day. That can feel too big. Start with a goal that is so small it is hard to say no. For example, I will speak English for 10 minutes every day this week. Just 10 minutes. Anyone can find 10 minutes. Second, use a technique called habit stacking. This means you connect your new English habit to an old, existing habit. Something you already do every day without thinking, like brushing your teeth, or making coffee, or washing the dishes. The rule is, after I old habit, I will immediately do my new English habit. For example, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I will immediately start my 5-minute narration practice. The old habit becomes a trigger for the new one. This makes it automatic. Third, track your progress. This is so important for long-term motivation. Keep all your voice recordings. Create a folder on your phone called My English Journey. Save your recording from the evening review every day. After 1 month, I want you to do something amazing. Listen to your recording from day 1. Then, listen to your most recent recording from day 30. The difference will be shocking. You will hear your own improvement. This is the best motivation in the world. It is proof that your hard work is paying off. Finally, you must embrace the awkwardness. Let's be clear and honest. Talking to yourself in an empty room will feel weird at first. Your brain will tell you, this is silly, this is stupid. That is a normal feeling. Acknowledge the feeling. Say, hello, weird feeling. I see you. And then do it anyway. The awkwardness is temporary. It will go away. But the fluency you build will be permanent. It will stay with you forever. So let's go back. Back to that feeling of being stuck. Back to that empty room. Back to that silence. I hope you can see now that this situation is not a curse. It is not a bad thing. It is a hidden opportunity. It is a gift. You do not need to wait for anyone. You do not need to wait for a speaking partner. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment. You have everything you need to become a fluent, confident English speaker. Right now, today, You are in control. You hold the power. That empty room is not empty anymore. It is your personal lab. It is your gym. It is your stage. That silence is not silence anymore. It is a blank canvas, and you are the artist. You can paint it with your words. Every day, you have a choice. You can let another day of silence pass by, or you can choose to commit to just 15 minutes or 30 minutes. You can narrate your morning. You can shadow a speaker in the afternoon, and you can listen back to your voice in the evening to find one small way to get better tomorrow. The path to fluency is not one giant jump. It is not one big leap. It is a path paved with thousands of small, consistent steps. Steps that you take alone in your room. The routine we talked about today is your roadmap. It is your guide. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity to fall from the sky. Start creating it yourself. Turn on your phone's recorder. Take a slow, deep breath. And just start talking. Your future self will thank you. My dear friend, we have come to the end of our time together today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your attention and your open heart. Today, we learned that being alone is not a weakness. It is our greatest strength. We learned a simple 30-minute daily routine to turn our room into a language lab. And we learned that small daily actions are the key to building confidence and fluency. Please remember that learning a language takes time. It is a long and beautiful journey. There will be good days, and there will be difficult days. Be kind to yourself on this journey. Be patient with yourself. Every word you speak, every mistake you make is a sign of your courage. It is a victory. Celebrate every small step. You are capable, you are strong, and you are not alone on this path. Keep going. Don't give up. If this episode was helpful for you, please consider leaving a comment or a review. I would love to hear from you. You can tell me about one thing you learned today, or one technique you are excited to try. Reading your comments brings me so much joy. And don't forget to subscribe so we can meet here again. Thank you again for your precious time. It was an honor to share this time with you. Keep practicing. Keep speaking. Keep shining your light. See you next time, my friend.